just a day after the confirmation came in that Lebanon-based Hezbollah's chief Hassan Nasrallah has been eliminated, the Israeli military said that dozens of aircraft struck Houthi targets now in Yemen. As the military said, it targeted power plants and seaport facilities in the city of Hodeidah. And Israeli Air Forces said that the counter-strike was in response to a recent strike on Israel, where the Houthis had launched a ballistic missile attack on Ben Gurion Airport when Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was arriving. Such has been the pictures that have now been shared on part of this counter-strike that has now taken place in Yemen.
כל מי שפוגע, מנסה לפגוע באזרחי מדינת ישראל, נגיע אליו. זה הכי פשוט, ונעמיד כל ערכה שנצטרך עם כל יכולת שיש לנו, ויש לנו פה עוד יכולות רבות להעמיק, להרחיב את הפגיעה.
Well, this is the second such Israeli attack on Yemen in the last 2 months alone. In July, Israeli warplane struck Houthi military targets after Yemeni drone hit Tel Aviv and killed one individual. Houthi media has been reporting that Israeli strikes hit Hodeidah and Ras Issa ports when it comes to two other power plants in the city, which is a stronghold for the Iranian-backed rebels. Now, after the airstrikes in Yemen, the defense minister there tweeted, and I quote, that this message is clear for us. No place is too far, unquote. The Houthis, meanwhile, they have been claiming that they had already taken precautionary measures ahead of the strikes, emptying oil storages in the ports and asserting that the strikes will not stop the rebels from attacking when it comes to Israel. Let's get you another update that is now coming across right after targeting Hezbollah in Lebanon. Israel has struck Houthis in Yemen. The IDF saying that Houthi targets in Yemen have been hit, and a huge blaze that has been seen after those strikes were reported in Yemen. This is Israel carrying out strikes against Houthi-dominated areas in Yemen. Let's get you the update coming in from Srinjoy, who is joining us live right now. Srinjoy, good morning. Back-to-back counter-strikes that has been taking place by Israel. Of course, the pictures that came in from Lebanon. Now we are told Houthi-controlled and dominated areas in Yemen have also been struck.
Well, Israel's first front was really Gaza, and they opened up a second front in Lebanon with the Hezbollah. Now, you could argue that the Houthis are a third front. It has to be said that the Houthis normally attack shipping in the Gulf, but they have attacked Israel and they are paying for it. And Israel has struck very hard because now a lot of places have been struck by the Israeli Air Force. And this is something very significant because Yemen is a little distance away. So naturally, you can't expect a ground force attack that you can with the Hezbollah in Lebanon. But this may have very strong results because we'll have to see how much damage has been caused by these attacks and what the Houthis do as a result of this attack. Because they have attacked Israel in the past. There have been a couple of casualties on the Israeli side. Now, what will the Houthis do? What will the Hezbollah do? What are the Gaza people in Gaza, the Hamas doing? All of these things have to be looked at because the war is widening. The war is getting more and more difficult to contain. We know that President Biden in the White House has spoken with Prime Minister Netanyahu, urging him to show restraint. But we haven't seen any of that. But whilst urging Netanyahu to show restraint, the Americans continue to supply weaponry to Israel, which Israel needs for these attacks against the Hamas, against the Hezbollah, against the Houthis. Now, the next phase is to be seen.
Right, because you mentioned President Biden of the United States. Of course, we'll just play out his reaction where he has been saying that he'll have a word soon with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. A short while back when he himself was present during the United Nations speech that he gave. But right now he has been saying, and concerns that has been also raised by President Biden, saying that they really need to avoid war at all costs, especially in the Middle East.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, have anything to say to him?
Yes, I will be talking to him, and I'll tell you what I say to him when I talk to him.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any words for the victims of this case?
Yes, it's tragic. As a matter of fact, we're trying to get the exact number. My FEMA advisor is on the ground in Florida right now. There's a distinction between the numbers that FEMA's used and the one ones that are used by the locals. So it really is amazing. You saw the.
Well, as far as more attacks and counter-strikes that has been reported in Lebanon, there has been an apparent Israeli airstrike that has hit central Beirut. And this is for the first time in nearly a year of the conflict, as this was reported in a major intersection that has been coming out from the scenes that have witnessed, showing ambulances and a crowd that gathered under the building where the strike appeared to have targeted one particular apartment. Rishabh is with us for the updates coming in, because Rishabh, we are looking at back-to-back strikes that has been reported. This is being reported in central Beirut.
Well, definitely, for the first time since the whole crisis has begun in Middle East, Hezbollah targets have been targeted in past as well. But for the first time, central Beirut has been targeted. Israel says that they have a precise location of Hezbollah commanders, and they are doing airstrikes with precision, and that's the reason that they have been able to eliminate top leadership of Hezbollah in last 72 hours, including their leader for last 3 decades, Hassan Nasrallah, and even Karaki has been eliminated, and other senior leaders of Hezbollah has also been eliminated. Now Israel say that this is going to be the last push, and they are not going to stop before they decimate Hezbollah from their military capabilities. Remember, similar statements came in from Israel last year when October 7 attack happened on southern Israel, that Israel will not stop till Hamas is left with no military capabilities. And we saw that how in last 1 year Israel went inside Gaza and ensured that Hamas is found out, and each and every operative of Hamas is targeted. Similarly, now they are in Lebanon, and what we are given to understand, the sources suggest that the ground invasion is inevitable. But before ground invasion, precise airstrikes are taking place, and that's the reason that we have seen the roads, the apartments. Many people have come on streets fearing that their apartments will be targeted as well. So a complete chaos in Beirut as we are talking.
Well, Srinjoy, as far as the IDF is concerned, they had already issued warnings saying that when it comes to their counter-strike, it is not against the people there of Lebanon, but against Hezbollah, and has been saying that they can vacate their homes because there will be strikes and they will be targeting as far as when it comes to the areas and where their precision strikes that has been taking place, because already one of the biggest names as far as Hassan Nasrallah is concerned, he and along with other top commanders have been eliminated.
Yes, but there's going to be effects on the civilian population of the Lebanon. About that, there is no doubt. However precise your strikes are, however careful you are, and the Israeli Air Force has been, there is bound to be some negative effect on the people of Lebanon, the civilians of Lebanon. And that has happened. There have been casualties. There will be casualties. And if there is a ground attack, as there could be, then there will be more casualties. What we do know is that the Israelis could be a little overstretched. You have the Israeli military fighting in Gaza. Then to move them back into Lebanon, southern Lebanon, as a part of as an offensive against.
Srinjoy, apologies, I'm interrupting you. Colonel Singh is with us on the phone line. Colonel Singh, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning to you.
Colonel Singh, what's your take on what's happening as far as with the IDF targeting Hamas, Hezbollah, and we are getting to know of areas which are dominated by Houthis, the latest strike that has been carried out in Yemen?
Yeah, in fact, the latest strike that has been carried out in Yemen is absolutely amazing in a sense that it is nearly around 2,000 kilometers away from Israel, which goes to say that if Israel can attack Yemen, theoretically it can attack Iran. So that is the connotation that can be drawn and should be drawn out of these attacks that are taking place in Houthi-held areas. And now, since they have targeted the infrastructure over there, they have targeted the port and a place where they receive oil. So all these are the indicators that the Israeli Air Force and the Israeli state has upped the ante, and it is no longer averse to enlarging the conflict, to which Joe Biden has said that he'll be talking to the Israelis to basically curtail and contain this violence that is going on in the Middle East so that it does not flare up into a larger war. But the indicators are somehow contrary. We saw how Nasrullah was eliminated, and now we see the Houthis have been attacked in a very upscaled Israeli offensive, aerial offensive. Now remember, it was done a few weeks before as well, but it was not that high profile an attack as it has been last night. So that is how I look at it, and I think that if it is unchecked and if Iran does not back out, because ultimately these are all the proxies of Iran, then probably we can see an enlarged version of Middle East crisis unfolding.
Well, as far as the IDF is concerned, it has been saying that not any place is now too far for us with this latest attack and counterstrike that has been carried out in Yemen. Colonel Singh, thank you very much for joining in at this point. To you, Srinjoy, as well. We talk about as far as when it comes to the after effects that has now been witnessed here in India. Hassan Nasrullah, the Hezbollah chief who has been eliminated, a terror outfit that was banned by more than 20 countries involved in global terror attacks targeting Jews, Israelis and others, whether be it in locations in Europe, in Thailand, in India as well, and even one who was viewed as even more dangerous incarnation of Al-Qaeda's Osama bin Laden. And yet, there are few politicians back home who are shedding tears for him, calling him a supreme martyr, standing in solidarity, carrying out marches, hailing his so-called humanitarian efforts. There were even protests in Jammu and Kashmir. Those who are mourning the death of Nasrullah and condemning Israel, even when it comes to leaders from the political parties, have called off their political election campaign.
हिजबुल्लाह कमांडर हसन नसरुल्लाह की मौत के बाद श्रीनगर और खासतौर पर बडगाम में विरोध प्रदर्शन हो रहे हैं। मेरे सहयोगी शफीक आपको तस्वीरों के माध्यम से दिखाएंगे। ये बडगाम की तस्वीरें हैं। यहाँ पर युवा जो शिया मुस्लिम है वो अपने घरों से बाहर आकर बडगाम के मेन चौक में जमा हो रहे हैं और इसराइल और अमेरिका के खिलाफ विरोध प्रदर्शन हो रहा है। इस समय आप देखेंगे कि भारी संख्या में बडगाम में लोग बाहर आए हैं और हिजबुल्लाह के समर्थक में भी यहाँ पर नाराबाजी हो रही है। हिजबुल्लाह के झंडे भी आप देख सकते हैं, फलस्तीन के झंडे आप देख सकते हैं और इस तरह से लेबनान और गाजा और फलस्तीन के मुसलमानों के साथ हमदर्दी का इजहार करने के लिए ये लोग यहाँ पर जमा हो रहे हैं। कल देर शाम से ही हमने देखा श्रीनगर और बडगाम में लगातार विरोध प्रदर्शन हो रहे हैं, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से इजरायली फोर्सेस ने एयर स्ट्राइक की और हिजबुल्लाह कमांडर हसन नसरुल्लाह को निशाना बनाया, उससे कहीं ना कहीं पर ये जो इजराइल और फलस्तीन का कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है जो कि अब लेबनान तक जा पहुंचा है, इसके ग्लोबल रेमिफिकेशंस हैं, यानी पूरे विश्व में इसका प्रभाव पड़ रहा है और इसी प्रभाव का नतीजा है कि जम्मू कश्मीर के श्रीनगर और बडगाम में, खासतौर पर इस वक्त बडगाम में आप देखेंगे ये विरोध प्रदर्शन हो रहा है। लगातार जो लोग हैं वो अपने घरों से बाहर आकर सड़कों पर विरोध प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं और लगातार जो शिया मुस्लिम खासतौर पर है वो अपने घरों से बाहर आ रहे हैं और विरोध प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं। आने वाले 2 दिनों तक संभावना ये जताई जा रही है कि इसके तरह के जो विरोध प्रदर्शन है वो लगातार जारी रहेंगे। हालांकि जो प्रशासन है उन्होंने सुरक्षा के इंतजाम किए हैं और लोगों को फिलहाल ये प्रदर्शन करने की अनुमति दी जा रही है।
Well, fueling and perhaps trying to capitalize on these sentiments, the PDP chief and former Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti and NCMP Said Rawla, who have both cancelled their poll campaigns, and Shia leaders in fact have even sought for a 3-day mourning period to be taken up in the country as well.
מדינת ישראל חיסלה אתמול את רב המרצחים חסן נסראללה. סגרנו חשבון עם מי שאחראי לרצח אין ספור ישראלים ואזרחים רבים של מדינות אחרות, כולל מאות אמריקנים ועשרות צרפתים.
बड़े अफसोस के साथ ये इत्तला देना पड़ रही है कि हिजबुल्लाह के सरबराह सैयद हसन नसरुल्लाह की शहादत हो गई। मैं एक अपील करता हूं कि हमारे मुल्क हिंदुस्तान में कम से कम 3 दिन का शोक मनाया जाए और अपने घरों के ऊपर स्याह परचम लगाएं, शोक मनाएं और कोशिश इस बात की करें कि सैयद हसन नसरुल्लाह के इसाले सवाब के लिए मजालिस मुनक्किद करें।
उनकी शहादत पर जितना भी अफसोस किया जा सकता है वो कम है। वो शहीद मुकावमत इस जद्दोजहद में मसरूफ थे। आलम इस्लाम में क्या, आलम इंसानियत में अदल इंसाफ का बोल बाला होना चाहिए, अमन होना चाहिए, वही उनकी जद्दोजहद है।
Well, in the meantime, there are other political parties and the leaders as well. That of TMC MP Saket Gokhale, who went as far to call those referring to Nasrullah as a terrorist as stupid. Yes, the same man who was referred to as the master murderer by the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was a man on peace mission for some in India. And this has been the response that has come in to what Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, was talking about in his message as far as the elimination of Hassan Nasrallah is concerned. Meanwhile, reactions that have been coming in on many of the attempts that have been made for shedding tears when it comes to a terror organization and its chief. But the BJP is asking, what about those when it comes to those who give up their lives safeguarding their nation? We'll get you more reactions back after a short break.